most of the Western-based, Eastern-oriented spiritual organizations have taken root only since 1970. The Integral Yoga Institute centers, the Sivananda Yoga centers, and the Sikh-oriented 3HO organization all have come into existence since 1970. That the changes in consciousness surrounding feminine power and the growth of Eastern-based spirituality occur together is no accident. The phenomena are intertwined. Enter the Age of Aquarius. The Age of Aquarius, starting in 2001, can be rightly called the Age of Power. As we moved into the last 200 years of the Age of Pisces, from 1900 on, we were entering the influence of the new energy that would become the Aquarian Age. As the change in energy approached, we suddenly experienced a dizzying set of breakthroughs relating to power in some way. It is only in the last 200 years that we have harnessed the power of electricity that ultimately transformed our society from one that used fire-forged tools and horseshoes to the advent of electric-powered factories and computer-driven industries. While the automobile is commonly credited for sweeping changes in our culture, it is electric power that is the real foundation for everything we take for granted in the way we live today. Without it, we would still be stoking up the coals down at the blacksmith shop instead of plugging in electric-powered forges. We would still be delivering ice to keep food fresh in ice boxes instead of putting food in the refrigerator. With the harness of electricity, we soon had the telegraph with its electrical pulses sent down a wire, followed by the telephone, radio, television, and computers. Our lifestyle and business practices start with electrical power. Significantly, the astrological glyph for the Age of Aquarius is a sign of electrical power, two parallel jagged lines that look like lightning. It is entirely consistent with the astrological view of things that all significant advances in our everyday use of electricity have happened in the last 100 years, all in the closing moments of the Age of Pisces, as we near the Age of Aquarius. Astrologers will tell you that we were then close enough to tune in to the energy of the coming age. The electrical energy indicated by the sign of Aquarius is not just the electricity of the material world. It is also indicative of the powerful feminine spiritual energy that is called Shakti or Kundalini Shakti in the East. In the West, we often call this energy spirit. For centuries in the East, water used in religious ceremonies has stood for spirit, the grace and power of the divine to bless us and aid us in coming to grips with life's problems and difficulties. While the phenomenon of electricity was unfolding in its industrial applications, the influence of Shakti, of spiritual electricity, if you will, has also been quietly growing. In the last 30 years, it has burst from its hiding place in Eastern spirituality and come to the West through gurus, lamas, swamis, and spiritual teachers. The sign of Aquarius is called the water bearer. In addition to its symbol of two jagged lines, the sign of Aquarius is often shown as a person, many times a woman, holding a jug of water, indicating that the person is carrying something that flows like water. On the one hand, the astrological Aquarian symbol stands for electricity, while the other commonly accepted symbol shows a person carrying water. Putting the two ideas together, Aquarius can be said to show that a person can carry spirit that flows like water, spiritual electricity. This is not inconsistent with the idea common in the East that the advanced spiritual adept carries and wields the great feminine force called Shakti. Viewed from the Eastern spiritual perspective, Aquarian energy is spiritual power, Shakti power, the power of the great feminine. As we approached the Aquarian age, it became apparent that the spiritual power of the great feminine was not to be confined and hidden. Just as the power of the feminine is moving women forward in society, now it is also pushing out of mystical obscurity and making inroads into the Western spiritual consciousness. Whether discussing the science of electrical energy or the power of Shakti, we are looking at ever-increasing manifestations of power, the power of the great feminine. At the same time, and at least in part because of the increase in the feminine spiritual energy, there has been an ongoing raising of consciousness, described in the East as a masculine attribute. Not only is there a balancing of the two sexes, but we are able to comprehend it consciously and understand it for what it is. To look at it another way, the ideas we contemplate every day are essentially masculine in character because consciousness is masculine. But the juice, the real power to bring those ideas into manifestation, is feminine. In the West, we are just catching up to the East in understanding that our masculine consciousness